Open mic, what is going on, y'all? This is episode number 28, and we are April the 14th.
What up, what up? Open mic world.
For some of you loyal listeners, you know that we hadn't been here for about 2 weeks now.
Hey, has it been that long?
Yeah, we didn't give them a show the week before, and then we're hitting them late this week, so it's basically 2 weeks.
Definitely,
You know,
I can see that.
So,
Sorry.
but yeah, we just. But the main thing about it is we don't want to put out crappy content for you. I mean, we weren't feeling it. Is what it really came down to. You know what I mean? Johnny was, the main part of giving a good show is you got to be energetic. You got to be peppy.
You got to be down to BS.
You got to give good commentary
in a state of
right.
Giving some effort to entertain, if you will. Otherwise, what's the point, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean. And we're lucky enough to be even having some listeners, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So we got to keep their
anything more than the fam. I mean, we're always glad that the fam is interested and all that, but that the big wide world is out there. And and it sounds like we're gaining a little bit of listeners here and there. Maybe it's like anything. Some people chime in for a while and they move on, but even that's bigger than I thought.
Right.
That's pretty.
It's neat.
Yeah, for sure. Neat is a simple way to put it.
I was talking to my friend Amy, and she asked me. She goes, "Well, what made you want to do that?" And I was like, I just never thought I could do it. So I was like, I'll give it a shot. And me and Johnny have always had good conversations and had good chemistry. Well, we're family. He's my nephew, so I mean, we've always been around each other. Same group of people in high school.
Talked and joked, all in the same.
And he's got the same type of intelligence that I feel is worldly and isn't a kind of a judgmental kind of guy, kind of tells you how it is. And I've always appreciated that, and I've always been that way. So we kind of have the same view, so it allows us to have really good conversations. And that was kind of the beginning of a podcast. And of course, I'm a huge fan of Joe Rogan.
Oh, yeah. When you turned me on to him, I quickly became a fan.
And that was the inspiration.
Yeah. I had heard of a podcast. I had seen, maybe the schematics played out, but you turned me on to it, and I was like, oh, this is pretty hip,
Right.
I dig the conversation. I don't know that I listen to a lot of talk radio, but I've been on the road on many a road trip where the CD rack you got's played out, radio wherever you're at isn't working, and you pick up some far off station that it's better than nothing, who knows what, right? So I've listened to talk radio before. I've been with people that's what they prefer to listen to rather than music. And, this was a lot better, a lot more, it felt, entertainment was, you could see it if you wanted to. When on talk radio, I don't know, like, you ever listen to a basketball game on the radio?
Yeah, I've listened to the high school games.
Okay, it's a whole different, you're picturing it in your head, you're off quiet, like just listening, almost thinker-man status, and so I felt like it was giving the idea to where you can, think more than just...
Right, yeah. And I do love that about podcasts there's so many different forms, and I really feel it's a way to learn about things.
And it's wide open for interpretation of what someone is going to do. I mean, we don't have any real schematic. We're just like we're telling people BSing, right? The other people, theirs is just maybe it's political, maybe it's economical, maybe it's whatever.
They got a genre.
Some niche that they're filling. And then there's of course just your BSers, like us that are just yakking the yak and hope someone.
Just trying to bring you some content that expands your horizon. That's what it's all about. And one of the big things that we do like to preach around here is humanity. We
always, that somehow comes around where, be it as it may, the state of the world, we still always try to
positive thinking.
Yeah, positive thinking, and I know I myself don't want to encourage negative thought or push it on people, be a sower of bad seeds or anything like that. So I feel like just in common conversation we bring up trying to be good to people, in whatever form. Maybe it's just talking like we're talking, or opening the door, or eye contact that some people avoid really heavily. It was like I was leaving the post office early in the morning. I went and checked the P.O. box I got, and it had to have been, I don't know, 6 in the morning. Just some other lone dude rolling into, and I was gonna cruise by. I was like, whatever, we don't gotta say nothing. We're two ships in the night, right? And he's like, morning. I was like, hey, how you doing? And we, just that passing by was a really good
I
gesture.
love doing those kind of things, and I gotta say, some of the worst feelings in the world is when you say, hey, how's it going? And they don't say nothing back. Or you open the door for somebody, and they don't say shit. I hate that. I hate that.
That's super annoying. I used to get annoyed even so much as when you might wave at someone and they didn't wave back. I'd be like, oh.
Exactly. It's
my dad's complete on another level than us. He's like, I wave at everyone and I don't care. He'll say it like with that tone, like, and I don't care if they don't wave back. Like, he's like, I wave at everyone. I was like,
I do too.
I was like, that's G as could be.
I do too.
Because me, like, I'll wave at everyone and be like, that guy didn't wave back. Yeah. But he's like, I don't care.
Well, that's good. That's good of Paul. You know what I mean? Shout out to Paul Garza, by the way. But yeah, man, I like I said, there's nothing worse than that kind of situation. The only thing worse than that is when you go to the fucking restaurant and you have a to-go box and you leave it on the fucking table. That's about the only thing worse than that kind of shit. Then going out of your way to say something nice, maybe just to be friendly, be humanitarian, if you will, and then you don't get it back. I hate that shit. It's the worst.
I think my dad's attitude is like that much more level of unbiased to the humanitarian effort. You know what I mean? He's like, I don't care if they don't wave. If they do some other time, I don't know if that's his mentality, but I'm only guessing. Like, it's whatever. I put it out there, and if they're not having it, so be it.
Right.
I'm like, me, I'm like, wave suckers.
And this shit. Get pissed off.
Especially in a place where waving is more prevalent. Like, I've been to many a city you don't wave, you don't even acknowledge, if you will, the other person's presence. You're in a tight elevator, you're in that elevator 30 seconds, nothing's said. Unless you got you sometimes have to just say something about whatever, right? And you might, but there's millions of times that people get in those things and nothing is said, and
it may be a Texas kind of thing because we're very hospitable here, and we're in our area especially. But it's funny. The other day, it was this week. I'm never an asshole. I never feel like I'm evil to anybody or I'm mean to anybody. But I had a day last Tuesday or something where I actually was a fucking dickhead, and it ate at me. I felt bad about it, and let me tell you why. It was something so stupid too. I went to work and I had to go back to the store because we're working at the hospital, which is like 3 or 4 blocks away from the.
So close. It's not like it's a big out of your way, but it is
right.
Like back and forthing or whatever.
Yeah. So I went back to the store to grab some stuff, and I was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna go and get us some breakfast tacos. Being a good employee for my bosses, I was like, well, I'll get us some breakfast tacos for a break, and So I went to Stripes, which is up the road from my store.
Dig it.
Good
tacos.
Same place you go to.
Yeah, good tacos. I dig them. Like homemade tortillas.
Right.
By white folk even.
Dude, that's some good stuff there. Yeah. Anyway, so I go and place my order for some tacos, and the girl there writes it down on a piece of paper and asks, so I tell her I want my one chorizo and huevo with some beans. I like that. That's my taco. And then I want 2 white boy specials, which is pretty much eggs and bacon.
Oh, bacon and egg, yeah. Maybe some cheese. White boy's got to have that cheese.
I gotta have me chorizo and huevo. I have to have. I don't get any other breakfast taco.
But yeah, that's a full on. Like at one of my favorite taco places in the hill country, that Mary's. No, Mary's.
Oh,
I don't know if you've been to them. They got one in Kerrville and Bernie. Anyways, delicious ass tacos, dog. Well, there's like bacon egg is what they call it, a Sean. Like you said.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, like
it's
you said,
the Walter.
It's the Walt. Yeah. It's
the
a bacon, egg, and cheese.
I should might as well named it the Todd.
And if they make it spicy, it's the Macho Sean. You know what I mean? And like you said, you didn't do nothing wrong.
Then my taco that I get should be like the Jose or the Javier. You know what I mean?
The Juan.
Because when I love to go and be like, I want the chorizo and egg, and be like, Because it's a,
and I'll champion it out.
yeah, because it's a fucking.
I can see that.
That's very Hispanic of the type of.
Yeah,
type
chorizo's a definite Hispanic dish.
And I like that I can say it right because it's one of the few words I can.
that you got down, and you can throw it on like you're fucking Mexican to the bone.
Exactly.
Chorizo.
I fucking walk in there on my horse like fucking Vicente Hernandez when I order it because I know I can say it right, you know. But you get me anywhere else trying to speak Spanish, I fucking look like
just saying any other word.
Look like Gilligan from the Gilligan's Island trying to speak Spanish. Anyway, so back to my story is the girl goes up and she takes my order and writes it clear as day because I tell her what I want. And so she writes it on a piece of paper and then they tell you, well, it'll be ready in a second. So you go and get in line to pay for it, right?
Yeah,
that's where I go to get in line to pay for it. And I finally get to my turn up on the cash register and there's a girl. She's young. Pretty girl. She's probably early 30s, maybe late 20s. And she goes, what did you have? And I said, I had 3 breakfast tacos. And she goes, well, what kind of tacos? And then that I shouldn't have lost my cool, but I thought to myself, well, here a girl just wrote it down. How is it that you don't have that information? Because I said Chris. You asked me what my name is, and someone should have this kind of like information.
It should be relayed to.
Yeah. So I said 3 breakfast tacos. Fuck, I don't know. You know, and that's what I said. That's all I said. Yeah. And she kind of looked at me and then went and got the paper that was written on, and then finally charged me and shit. And so she knew she got her feelings hurt because whenever she gave me the tacos, it was like that long here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't just like, here, thank you. You know, she got to
work about her business, but she gave you the stare, huh? Like,
but
here,
but no, it wasn't. I think she was in the same boat as me.
Yeah, because she attituded you.
Yeah,
because she threw attitude. You know,
that's the funny thing about it. It wasn't like she was being a bitch about it. I think she threw attitude at me, and I threw it at her, and so she felt bad about it. And I was really bad about it too.
Well,
it's funny, and so I felt bad all day. And it didn't stop there. So when I got home from work, I have a woman that lives behind me who. She's the.
That's messed up.
She's the. Yeah, I felt bad because of that. I even went back to work. I went back to work and told the guys about it. I was like, dude, it's like I feel bad, so I'm being.
And you think about it in her, like she gets told, I got this taco. When, like you said, if it was relayed and she didn't have to ask that, it wouldn't be that big a deal. I myself, yeah, I could see her being a little snarky, but it's uncalled for in that position. When you're service and on that side of service, it's a complete no-no to be that type of attitude with someone.
Yeah, I felt bad. I felt it was uncalled for on my behalf. It doesn't matter how she does it. Mm-hmm. And in the state, Jocko, podcast by Jocko Willits. And Jordan Peterson was on this particular podcast, but he said something that I should have took with me because I heard this before I went and treated that girl like that. But he said, when he heard a story from these guys in Vietnam that said they were prisoners in this small room in Vietnam, and they had to share a small room with 4 other dudes. He said, so if Johnny was clipping his fucking fingernails and it bothered the shit out of me, that's my bad. That's not your bad. I shouldn't be like, quit doing that.
Clipping your nails.
So the thing he said is that I had the ability to make it not a problem. It shouldn't be a problem. I have the ability to be like, it's what it is.
Yeah.
But I lost my thought. Instead of saying to this girl, her being like, well, what kind of tacos? Instead of me being like, fuck you, bitch. Because that's essentially what I did.
Yeah.
I should have said, 3 breakfast tacos, chorizo and Rebel 1, and then 2 white boy specials. Is what I should have said. But I didn't. So that's my bad. And like I said, I actually felt bad for saying that. Because that's not... You shouldn't go around treating people that way. Regardless if she threw me fucking foo-foo back, I shouldn't have done it.
In your own world, you definitely feel like, that doesn't matter. You're like my dad,
Like, I wish I could have went and gave her a hug and be like, hey, girl, my bad. Like, I shouldn't have said that to you.
That's big of you.
Because I said, fuck, I don't know. Like,
all dick, right?
Yeah.
Super jerk.
And like I said, so when she gave me the tacos, it was just like she was like, I'm sorry in a sense, and I was
like okay with her eyes instead of me. Like I said, I thought I was like, damn, she gave you.
And even I was like, thank you.
Yeah, all kind of like.
I was just like, thank you. I should have said to her.
Nah,
But it didn't stop there. Like I said, even when I got home, there was a lady parked in front of my driveway who was dropping her kids off, and I was sitting there looking at her like a bitch, like
giving her the mad dog.
And she knew it because when she left, she was like, "Sorry," and I was like, "Bitch, I don't care." And
I don't care about your
So
sorry.
it was just a bad day for me.
Yeah, you were spilling out, you know, your little bit of.
I lost my cool,
yeah.
and I don't do that ever. I don't ever do that. So that was so.
What do you think it was? Were you hangry? You think it was, you know, like a splinter in your sock that you didn't really dig out, or a stone?
I know what it is.
Okay.
But
You know.
I'm not gonna say what it is.
I'm not gonna say what it is
because
yeah.
But I know what it was.
Man, I myself don't feel like I'm an asshole, but I have those tendencies. You know, if someone is like that snarky chick to you, you know, if they pull that on me, and they catch me wrong, I might be like really snarky, like fucking not worse than snarky. I'd be a dick like you know, and
Right.
say something, and maybe I've never. I don't think I've ever got a manager because I don't like. To me, I ain't trying to
Manager.
Like, you know, like you could have been like all upset.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
got a manager involved.
I would never
and then,
ever do that.
You know, like to me, that's shitty to cost someone their job. You know, over like you said, your misjudgment of her attitude and not being able to keep your cool in the moment and causing more friction. You know, like, oh, fucking get the manager.
Yeah, I would never.
I'm going to tell him how you treated me. And,
Right.
you know, like, I've seen people do that. Like I said, it costs people a job, that's dirty.
Why? In a way, I just don't understand why there's a difference between breakfast tacos anyway. I mean, they were like all.
Oh, you think they should all be charged like?
Well, I was.
I think
that was just my thought process.
Yeah, it should be 125 or
Yeah.
150. Like,
What does it matter if it's chorizo and egg with regular eggs and bacon or egg? Like, it just seems like it's all pretty much the same.
I think.
But I don't own a business. So.
Yeah. I'm gonna say the eggs with meat is like double protein, right? Because they have eggs with meat there, and if they have eggs with potato, it's a starch, and it might be cheaper than the bacon or the sausage. I don't know, man. But there's always price schematics for those people, and like you said, there should be some format that relays it easily. Like you should be able to take your number and be like, hey, this is my order,
Right.
you know, and
That would definitely help.
but I mean, like we said, who are we to tell someone their own business? Their own business.
I just didn't understand why I had to take the time to tell this lady my order specifically, and then when I went and pay, I had to relay that same fucking order.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it wasn't just a regular.
To you, that was an inconvenience, huh?
In a sense.
Yeah.
Not really. It's.
But
There's kids in Africa fucking one, and I'm here bitching about fucking having to tell my order twice.
Yeah, they're like, I gotta tell her twice, and this dude can't get no food.
Like,
Like,
shit, fuck, that's so petty.
yeah,
So petty.
very petty. But at least you addressed it in your own, you know, self, and you know you'll probably treat that situation different, and it could be even more extreme.
Right.
And you'll be that much more present in the cool. You know.
There's a girl that I'm dating, whatever you want to call it, hanging out with. I don't know what you call it.
Yeah.
But she's from up Ohio. You know, she's she's originally from Switzerland. She's full blown Italian, from another country, but she, I guess, moved to Ohio at some point and then got her schooling in like Texas. But she's only recently from Texas, I think. Less than 10 years or whatever.
Okay, but she's been around.
Yeah, and she's in her early 30s. But she was making fun of me one day 'cause she's like, "You're always so polite." Like, I'll be talking on the phone sometimes, and I'll be like out in public doing shit, and I'm like, you know, you interaction with people, you're like, "Thank you, sir. Yes, ma'am." Blah blah blah. Help somebody out and whatever,
Yeah.
maybe. And you're on the phone and they kind of hear you, and she's always like, "You're so polite. That's such a Texan thing to do." And I'm like, "Fuck yes, it is a
Damn
Texan."
right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We're at Tejanos for a reason. That's the friend. That's, you know, those are homies. Those are friends.
Right.
You know, you translate it. So yeah, we're friendly, dog. We got that about us. You know, that we're not, I don't think, cold shouldered or, you know, avert to interacting with people. We enjoy that type of shit.
Yeah. Well, I'm
To a certain extent, not everyone has that in depth. Like I said.
I don't want to say I'm antisocial because that's not true, but I tend to keep my circle very small.
Yeah, but out in public, you're not, you know, afraid to open a door for someone
or even say a comment that's funny or something.
Yeah, if the situation merits it, you're gonna verbalize whatever is, I guess,
I tell somebody they got a cute little kid, or whatever.
So that's what I'm saying is, even though, like you said, you might be your own version of antisocial,
for sure.
You still have that ability or that sense to not be rude or be a creep.
Funny story too about being antisocial. I'm very well. I've told you, I'm like, dude, I can go whole like 5 days without seeing people and I'm totally fine. I've told you this, and I seen a video recently that showed that it explains why people are like that. And it's a little bit slight bragging on myself because this is the type of person. But this video showed that people in today's society that are antisocial, don't like to be around people, don't like to have a lot of friends, don't like to be in big crowds. That stems back to the beginning of man, because the smarter, what would we call it? That's Neanderthals, whatever you want to call it. The smaller, older humans that had to deal with like the daily stresses of life, they used friendship and family to problem solve. So the bigger the crowd, you had more people to help you out with certain things.
I could see that.
But the intelligent ones didn't need the help of others because they could figure out how to solve problems on their own. So that the need to have people around in the intelligent type of people just never trickled down to being social because they didn't need that help. And it stayed a personality trait throughout time. And then so they said the people nowadays who are antisocial are usually the more intelligent of a society because they don't feel the need to have to use people to evolve in life or to use them in certain ways. And I was like, yeah, that's me.
That's me. That's good shit,
But I saw the logic in it.
For sure. For sure.
It might just be a polished turd of a fucking article, but I thought it made sense logically.
I would say there's an argument there for your loner, if you will. I definitely feel like me myself, also that the presence of other people is in the moment or when it occurs has its perks, its badassness, if you will. But I also see the awesomeness of my own self to interact with and to like vibe off of and just put whatever I'm thinking into a process and try it out. And like you said, maybe a trial and error, a learning thing on my own, and so but maybe, I don't know if needs the word, but the desire for interaction with other people is still present in a sense. Like, for whatever reason, I might not be in it right then and there.
You feel it's beneficial for people.
Oh yeah, and maybe more so, I don't know, the people that benefit from having so many people around. But even the lone guy or the person that seeks solitude, I think benefits from interactions with other humans in some sense. And maybe it might not be that learning process, but it'll be just the humor, the joy in maybe laughing off of someone else's.
For me being such a person that doesn't really like to interact with people, I would say the best part of interacting with people is definitely being funny and making people laugh.
Right.
That's something I definitely. It's endorphin, or what is the word for that?
Yeah, endorphins. You get a little bump.
Like that's something that I enjoy greatly is to make people laugh.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's funny that when I saw that article, I was like,
now I know where I am in the world. Right. This explains it all.
And it made sense in a lot of ways because when I am by myself, I feel like I'm such a open-minded person that I really am never bored. To say I've never been bored in life, that's
me too.
True. I've never been bored.
I feel like
how is one bored?
When I learned the word as a youth, I don't know, it started becoming really popular right when we were little.
I'm bored. I don't have nothing to do. Never in my life.
Yeah, you know, like I said, when I first heard it and the concept and all that, I tried to use it, and I was like, but I'm really not. Like, I could do this, I could do that. Like, we're over here interacting, we're joking. I just got done, you know. So boredom was something that was completely lost in the first opportunities that I thought, like, oh yeah, this is what bored is or whatever. But me either. It's
Never
in
been
my
bored in my
mind.
life.
In my mind, I'm just, you know, content to.
Exactly. I think that might be kind of a half glass or glass is half full kind of mentality in a sense, because I think where most people would see as like, I'm bored, I got nothing to do. We see it as a chance to reflect or a chance to like chill. So we never feel bored. I've never feel bored. I promise. I fucking swear to God, you people out there that are like, that's a lie. I've never been bored in my life. Even when I'm sitting at home alone, I've never been bored in my life.
I've been on trips where you're there with people and they're constantly trying to fill your day with shit. You know, like, oh, well, we got to do this and we got to do that and let's go here and let's go do this and let's go do that. And I definitely want to go and see a few things and enjoy the places I'm, you know, learning about and all that. But stacking it up too much is too much. Like, to me, doing nothing is doing something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to be constantly just bombarded with. You know, it's not that it's BS, but it's just a constant format of, oh, you got to be here, you got to be doing this, you got to be to have, I don't know, joy in life. Like I said, to me, sometimes doing nothing is doing something.
Right. I know exactly what you're saying. Just like if we took a trip to Rome, they're going to try to say, well, you need to go to the Colosseum at this time. You need to go to this place at this time. There's another museum that has this kind of thing.
Oh, all the fountains. You got to go see this fountain, this fountain, this fountain.
Whereas I'd say, like, let's take those 5 things you told me. How about we do 2 of those things? And then we can go, like, sit at the beach and drink a beer and actually, like...
Let's go grind heavy, get some sick-ass food, and then, you know...
And just walk around and do nothing.
Exactly. Just look at the place. Check it out. I don't got to walk into every spot that... Oh, you got to check out this museum, and you got to check.
I think the woman that I end up marrying in life is gonna be the kind of woman that can do that. Yeah. You know what I mean, and understand that. Like, I don't think I can really be with somebody who's gonna. I mean, I understand being organized, and that's great. But I think I'll be able to...
Yeah, organization is key.
Yeah, but...
You know, I'm a firm believer of the old Roman...
Stop and smell the roses type of girl.
Oh, for sure. Is what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think that's the kind of woman that I think was like... Because I've been in a lot of relationships, and I've never once been to the point of being married. But I think if I ever met a woman that I could go on a trip with, and it's such a fucking chill type of vibe, like, hey, there's a hammock over there. Let's just go sit there and drink daiquiris or fuck whatever, instead of being like, well, we need to go to this place and we need to go to this, and there's a restaurant over here. We got to be at 8:30. Like, no.
We're gonna have so much fun at all these places. Like, we're having fun already. You know, like,
we're here.
Yeah,
let's take a moment to take some of these. You know, to go off the subject about the subject. Are you the kind of person that if you go to so you've been in the Philippines and shit, okay, and to even kind of narrow it down, like for instance, you've been at those high level cockfights in the Philippines, where you're in a whole different atmosphere you've never been before. You hear different sounds, you got different smells, it's different vibrations in this whole area you're in. You're just a fucking coliseum of fucking chicken fights.
A whole nother culture.
Do you ever stop and put data in your memory chip to remember that moment?
Oh yeah.
Because I feel it's such a stupid thing to do, but it's like, do you remember that movie with Owen Wilson and that other guy? It's called Hall Pass or Hall Pass.
Is it Hall Pass? Okay.
Yeah. And you know the guy's like, I gotta take memory pictures. He's like, ching, 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 ching. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Full on.
And in a sense, that's what I do, but on a more adult level, where like if I'm in a moment, I'm like, I just kind of stop and just remember it. And then put a small little part of it in my brain for later. Do you ever do any of those things?
That's pretty much how I live my life.
That's good, because I didn't know if anybody else did that. Because to me, it's my own little thing.
I'll have caught so many images and, you know, thought about them, and then it's like, I don't remember we were talking, and, you know, I used to not be bad with sleep, because I'd stay up just playing out all those images, like remembering them and recalling them, logging them, you know, placing them, maybe thinking in like how did that play out and what worked out from it and who knows what. And sometimes it worked out in life where having that or doing that prepared me for the next interaction with whoever it was or whatever it was that I was dealing with. You know what I mean? Because
oh, I don't know what you mean. Explain a little bit what you're saying here.
So, you know, I logged those pictures like you're saying, right? And then when I had the opportunity, like just before, usually it's always the night of, I play out, you know, like I scroll back through them. And doing that has come to fruition in the sense that given the next opportunity that interaction came back to the circle and I was there, right? Like, oh man, I was here with this person not too long ago and I remember whatever happened and,
oh,
you know, it could have been something super, like, dumb. Like, oh, this guy's not going to remember my shirt, but I'm going to bring it up, right? Like say you had a cool-ass shirt that had, I don't know, Jimi Hendrix on it or who knows what, and you want to say, or you want to bring up your Jimi Hendrix shirt, and you're like, he probably doesn't remember what shirt I was wearing 3 weeks ago. And you bring up, remember that Jimmy shirt? And I'm like, yeah, that shirt was fucking sick. And I can tell you all about it. Like, oh yeah, the smoke on the rings and this, that, or whatever. That's how it works out, you know, for whatever reason.
Well, I was taking it to a grander level, like more, I hate to use this word because it's gay, but for like for more precious moments, if you will.
Yeah, okay.
Like not just for random shit. I'm talking about like I said, you're in the fucking Philippines in a joint. You won't ever gonna. It's not your normal life, but you're like you just stop and go, just take it in for a little bit, and then fucking package it up and then put it in your memory for later. Like just to remember, like I was here once and this is what it was like, and I got it because you can't take it with you. I mean, I guess you can record shit. You know, but it's your own memory thing. So, like, for instance, I got a few weird moments that I could tell you. And, like, one is, I remember we all went to the lake with Leo, and it was a family lake. You were there, too. It was when it's when your dumbass woke up in the morning saying, "Good morning, Black Rock!"
That was a good trip. We were all there. There was the whole crew.
Well,
that was a badass trip. Oh man,
I want to say it was that same trip. I
full on remember it.
It might be wrong, but it was just me, John Boy, and Leo went to drink at the bottom down by the lake, and it was fucking full moon. So full moon on the lake it illuminates.
Epic, yeah.
Illuminates.
It's a complete mirror image.
Yes.
Of what's up in the sky.
And everything was lit. We didn't need lights around us, but we were just sitting there drinking, you know, talking about life, and we had started drinking pretty heavy at this point. And I remember this particular time of the year, there hadn't been a lot of rain, so there was a lot of like land with just a little bit of water, like maybe an inch or so of water on these granite. They weren't sandbars, but it was a type of granite bar of some type. But you could walk,
granite.
Yeah. So if you were sitting on the edge of the lake, you could walk 10 feet out on about an inch of water. Before
you could call it a little sandbar
before it dropped off.
Yeah.
But we were all sitting there talking, and I was like, I'm gonna walk out on that for a little bit. And I remember walking out on the lake, right up into the edge of but it was like I was standing in the middle of the lake when the moon was up, and I go, dudes, y'all gotta come here. Y'all have to fucking see what this is like. This is fucking unreal, man. It was a sensory overload. Like it was like sit, and then you just stand there. And you're in the middle of the lake because of the way it was illuminating. It doesn't.
The water around you.
Yeah, even though it was an inch around me, it didn't show that it was because it was just illuminating. I was like, dude, this is fucking amazing. and so we were all doing it. We were all standing there going like, whoa, this is weird because it really felt like you were standing on.
You were like Truman out in the water.
It was so strange because it was beautiful, man, and the wind was blowing. And it was just amazing. And I took a little bit of that.
Yeah, well, you
put it in, you know.
You just played that memory back for me, where like, man, I can see it, you know.
Right.
So it was epic.
It was, you know, and I've taken moments like that all my life, and like I said, I had so many other ones, you know. It's you know, as you can see me now, just fucking running through them.
Nostalgia setting in. You got that faraway look in your eye.
I just hardcore did. And then I caught myself. I have a little Chris in my brain right now. He was running. He was fucking fingering files right now, fucking looking for some. But you know, and it was just. Those are the moments I'm talking about. Is like as a fucking man, and one day I'm gonna be an old man, and I'm gonna see my kids fucking grow up. You know. I do stop and fucking take it in as much as I fucking can.
You should, definitely.
Yeah. And I really do. And like I said, it's those moments that I fucking ching, ching, ching. And you're in a lot of them too. One of the moments that I'll always remember is when we went fishing with Delvis and we went to Del's brother's land over there.
Oh yeah.
It was the
Llano
same
River.
It was the same
on
time.
the Llano Estacado.
Yeah, it was the same day that those guys were fucking boating and all that shit was flying through.
Oh yeah. They totally turned over river, upriver. And like you said, we saw stuff, and then they came by. Hey, you see anything?
Right.
Your bag's over there.
But my little moment. I mean, of course, that was part of it. But my little moment is fucking sitting there fishing with you, dude, and you blew me away on your skills. I think you caught every bit of, and I still have the actual pictures of it.
Yeah.
You caught a fuckload of fish in a short amount of time, and you were just barely going like 2 feet off the side. You weren't casting out.
Yeah.
You were just barely throwing them and sitting there, and all of a sudden your line would go.
I've been, and I'd be on, huh?
Yeah.
I've been very fortunate in that sense. Of course, I've been skunked, but by and large, I've been very fortunate in catching and having that knack to like.
Well, it doesn't matter because the part that I fucking.
I was killing it, huh?
Yeah.
I was like Bill Dance or someone.
Minus the cool glasses, though. But yeah, man. So, like I said, I've just got so many of those different types of files, and and I take them in. Like this Saturday, we're gonna go to Luckenbach, and I'm gonna be with my family, and I'm gonna be with loved ones. And I guarantee fucking to you, I'm gonna do that at some point in the night.
Sit back, take it in.
Take all the lights in Luckenbach. I'm gonna take all the all the sounds and all the elm trees or the elk trees and the people I'm with, and the fucking taste of that cold shiner, and for a couple seconds, I'm gonna say, I'm fucking extremely blessed, and thank you, and then I'll move on.
Yeah. And then you'll be back in the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Gee,
I do that a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's good. So many people. Like I was talking with my aunt and uncle, and they brought up someone who I hadn't actually. They didn't even bring them up. They brought up their mother, and my aunt's sister, and my uncle's sister-in-law. They brought her up, right? And they were trying to give me a rundown of like who she was, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it was so and so's mom, right?" And they're like, "You remember that?" And to me, that's just one of those things that. I don't know. It happened in my life, and that being said, I probably have a log of it. You know what I mean? I don't know that I definitely take in moments. I've had shit that, when I thought about it, even in the moment, I remember nearly breaking into tears, like, God, this fucking, how did I wind up being, like, euphoria? It was so heavy that, I don't know. It felt like the world was mine at the moment, and those instances I have and I remember. But
you talking about like happy tears?
Yeah, definite happy tears. And that being said, like having those, I'm just like almost. I don't think I'm overlogged because they say the brain you only use so much of it, but I'm just chock full of random dumb fucking memories too. But one of my favorite epic ones that I even brought up, remember we were at the barbecue or the cookout, the sandwich fest at Mom's the other day. I don't know, the finger food fest, whatever you want to call it. It was a non-cookout. You, me, at my mom's birthday.
At Pizza Hut.
Yeah, Pizza Hut.
Dude, I got a meme I gotta send you because of that. Because you said that the other day. I found a meme on fucking Facebook that has those little kids fucking making one of his brother or whatever that. That kid's fucking shooting shit out. And I was gonna send it to you.
No squirt.
I haven't done it yet. I need to do that. But yeah, man, you got those memories are the best, dude.
For sure.
All
You gotta love them.
It was such a great memory that I fucking remember it.
And to be honest with you, I think the bad ones that are chalked up in that log as epic bad ones are great learning opportunities. They merit their own time in your like scape to think about.
Yeah, if you don't see a bad experience as a learning experience, then you wasted an opportunity to improve yourself and to get smarter.
Yeah. To better yourself.
If you go around bitching about like my baby daddy,
like you didn't even give a shit about the being a dick, you wouldn't have learned anything, but you gave a shit about it and you thought about it and you even, dwelled on it for a while. You brought it up.
Right.
You know, it's still weighing on you.
It bothered me, dude.
You know,
because that's not who I am.
Yeah.
Especially, it's just not who I am. I felt bad. I really felt bad. I really wanted to tell the girl something. Like I was like, I should go back and like give her a flower and say I'm sorry or something.
Man, that might have been the over the top thing that she needed too, just to get out of her little hump of,
Right.
you know, I don't know. Have you ever been that into the service industry where you're behind the register and all there is a constant barrage of the next person?
I've never been in
the
the
next
service
person,
industry.
the next person, the next person, the next person, and 9 times out of 10, like we've spoken about before, like the next person and the next person are kind of dumb, you know, and so she dealing with that. It weighs on a person too.
Right.
You know, so while it's never condoned or to be like, oh, she has, you know, like reason to be upset or to treat you like that. Nah, but at the end of the other end of the spectrum, you should be able to see if you had ever been in the industry, you'd see like, you know, that end of it. I think.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever been behind someone at the register that it was just so stupid, like, oh, I don't have 2 cents, and they're bugging the like cashier, like, oh, you're not gonna give me, and it like it's not that cashier's place to give up 2 cents. Like those 2 cents are gonna be counted upon, and he's gonna be short if he gave up 2 cents to everybody.
Right.
And this guy's like, whoa, and you got, you know, like on and on with stupid stories, like who knows what could have been.
I'd always be like, dude, this ain't my business to be giving 2 cents away to.
You'd like to,
Right.
but
Yeah, exactly.
You'd like to, but if
Right.
you were to say that to the wrong person, it's like, oh, let me get your manager, you know. And so I myself being on, you know, that opposite end of like with the cashier side or service industry where you deal with people like that, I am somewhat more forgiving. Sometimes I can be that much more critical if for whatever reason, but some some person that's like new to the workforce, especially the youth, they're pretty, I hate to bag on them, but they're not all that ho-hum about working, you know.
Right.
They're even less than that. They're like, could care less.
You definitely shouldn't go around judging people by their covers. You know, just because you are they're judging a book by its cover is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. You definitely shouldn't go doing that. You know, like you see a mean-looking dude, he might be the nicest guy you ever waited on or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
Or
definitely.
you think this guy's gonna leave a shitty tip or whatever. You know? What I mean? You definitely don't want to. You definitely don't want to go doing that.
That happens so many times in so many industries that like they think that they got a read on some type of person that like, no, I'm not gonna help him out. You know, whether they get a commission on selling whatever it may be in a store that sells shit, right? Like jewelry.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
so I bet it happens a lot.
Yeah.
Especially like in high-level clothing stores where you got somebody who doesn't look like they should be shopping in their store. I'm sure a lot of those people don't want to go say, hey, how's it going? You know, and then you got somebody who's wearing Louis Vuitton, and they're like, hey, ma'am, how's it going? You know, where you got, you know, Shamiqua, that's a bad example. You got some like Walmart-looking person, you know what I mean? They probably ain't going to get that enthusiastic of a welcome in a high-level store, but you never know. They might be dropping dimes.
Yeah, people come in with cheddar in all forms.
Right.
You know, like some of the slubbiest looking people, right, they could care less because they got the ability to care less.
Exactly.
You know?
Well, I want to show a video here that I saw this morning, and it was a great video, and it's about not judging others. So it's a little bit long, but I think it's worth showing. So we're going to go ahead and share it with the crew here.
So I'm at the airport, and they've got this deal for 5 donuts for $5, which is an awesome deal because it's pretty much the same price as buying 3 donuts anyway, so it doesn't matter. And I set my stuff down, and I pick up the paper, and I start reading the paper, and this guy sits down across from me. And so I, look over the paper, and he kind of gives me a bit of a smile, and give him a bit of a nod, and I go back to reading the business section. A little while later, I hear this rustling on the table, and I'm like, I look over, and the guy has got his hand in the bag of donuts. Okay, that's a bit weird, but it doesn't really matter. The guy looks like he's homeless. He probably needs it more than I do. And I've still got 4 donuts anyways, and I'm not going to eat all 4 donuts, so what do I care? So I reach in the bag and I grab a donut and I start eating it. And I go back to reading the paper.
Hilarious already.
Looks like an Aborigine kind of guy.
So I'm just getting into
Yeah.
the social pages, and I hear this rustling on the table again. And I look over, and the guy's got his hands in the bag. He takes a bite.
I love
and
it.
I'm like, what the crap? Now I'm getting a bit angry, but the precedent has been set, and so I don't feel like I can say anything. But I reach into the bag a bit more aggressively. I take a bite, and I just shake my head like, whatever. So a few minutes have gone by, and there's this call on the loudspeaker for the next departure, and the guy gets up and he starts gathering up all this stuff, and he gets to the end of the table and he stops, and I see him out of the corner of my eye, and he reaches into the bag and he pulls out the last donut, and I'm like, seriously? And he looks at me, he breaks it in two, and he hands it to me. I reach out and I take this half, and I'm in total disbelief. And he kind of nods at me, and he walks off.
Homie, like, what?
So, while I'm sitting here, pondering the absurdity of what's just happened, I hear the call for my flight. And so I get up, and I grab my bag, and I grab my jacket. And under my jacket is my bag of donuts. Not only was I eating that guy's donuts the whole time, and he didn't say anything, he took out his last donuts.
Wow.
That's amazing, right?
Yeah. He took out his last donut and broke it in half and gave it to me.
Right. So that was huge. I thought that was a great video. When I saw it this morning, I was like, man, I got to share that at some point on the podcast.
Yeah, bruh,
That's what we're talking about in here.
that's the humanity Oh,
that
bruh,
was
you just
it,
like,
right?
yeah.
That's exactly what we
Like,
preach.
you know, the fact that he was able to keep his cool and be like, you know what, a homie needs it. There's more than enough for me. He needs a little bit, so on and so forth. I'm glad he. Man, that's a bad. Like the story was so hilarious already.
Right.
But then it turned out like, dude, you fucked up. dog.
That's the kind of thing we're talking about, you know.
I wonder if the other guy sensed his aggressiveness at getting at the donuts.
Well, you take it different because you had the guy who knows those are his fucking donuts.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like he knows those are his, and then you got a guy who's those ain't his, and he's like, even as much as I like to preach about it, man, I would have been like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like,
yeah,
you know, but he let the guy keep being a dick and not say anything, and that, like I said, that's the type of thing that I got to remember. I should be taking that video and going,
yeah,
you
and
know what I
storing
mean?
it for the opportunity.
Exactly,
you know what,
bro.
Like I said, I don't care. Like consider myself an asshole, and I've even don't like to do it because in those moments where like I stay up at night, if for whatever reason I find that I was completely in the wrong, man, it weighs on me. It might weigh on me in such a thing. Maybe not as heavily as you, but it'll stay with me where I was like, man, that was shitty of me. I shouldn't have done so. Who knows what? But there's been plenty of times where I placated.
Deep thinkers or overthinkers are let me try this again. Deep thinkers are the more remorseful people on the planet.
Yeah,
so that's where that comes from.
So there'll be times where I placate my ownness of it all, and I find them at fault, and I'm like, see, they're fucking people. Like, who knows what?
You find a reason to justify it.
And I don't even like that happening. So when the time comes, I hope I can, seek out that dude's attitude.
Channel that guy, right?
The Aborigine guy. I want to channel that dude.
Absolutely. It was a great moment, and the great ender is the fact that he said, let me break this in half.
Yeah.
And we split it equally.
Because he saw homie like, leaving with the donuts? Like, you taking the and like, he probably sensed, because I mean, anyone that, I don't know, it doesn't take too much to do it, but some people don't have it, where you can read, where you can sense, but when you've got that, and
You mean other people's body
yeah,
language?
body language, facial gestures.
Right, yeah.
Uh,
Those are people that have like Asperger's, those type of people, Asperger's, I'm sorry.
yeah.
Those are the people that don't pick up on those kind of social cues.
Yeah, yeah. So me myself, like, I can sense an eyebrow raise
Absolutely.
to a lip query. Like, I sense it all.
To
like,
a tone of a voice.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh, for sure, to a tone of a voice. You know what I mean? But
Like what kind of taco?
Yeah.
Like that.
that's one of the simplest ones to do. Is
Right.
you know, like the tone of the voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I pick up on all those little like all that shit, right? So I'm sure this guy, being at the level he was, sensed it too. And man, what a high road to take. That like,
Dude, that's the highest of the high.
yeah.
That's a great man, you know. And if that is a real story that was told, shout out to that man wandering this earth right now.
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
guy, you know.
Name unknown, which is some of the
And if karma's real, let's just hope that guy's getting the best kind of karma.
guarantee you, dude.
And I want to talk about a story that you told me about yesterday that comes out to a karma type of story.
Oh yeah,
And,
I saw this.
I was hanging out yesterday and Johnny shot me a text and said, "Dude, did you see the fight about the guy wearing the shorts and got laid out?" And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And so I go, "What are you talking about?" And so he texts me, goes, "Dude, there was a boxer that wore." Because the thing in our world right now is the wall being built in Mexico and dividing us.
I'd say it's easily a third of the social media going on, if you will.
So Johnny told me that there was a boxing match that just happened with a guy wearing the shorts, boxing trunks that had the wall, because he was pro-Trump. So he's showing his Trumpness by wearing these shorts with red, white, and blue bricks, symbolizing the wall being built.
A design like
And it was a jab at the fighter he's fighting because he's fighting a Mexican from Mexico. So it was a jab to him in a sense, as well as showing his patrioticness.
I don't know.
You want to call that?
To me,
I don't call it patriotic.
I don't call it patriotic either. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like when the word American is brought up or they created it, you know, I'm sure it was the Constitution was made by a white man for a white man, all that type of BS. But since we're a complete different meld of a race, we're American, if you will. Like, so that dude I don't know. To me, that wasn't patriotic.
I think the wall stems out of hatred. So to me, I saw it as a hatred type of jab.
That was full on hate.
Well, he took a jab at the Mexican fighter that he was fighting. And unfortunately,
thinking it was going to be some kind of like a subliminal mind trick. You know how they try to get in the head, play with the fighter, and get like, I'm going to have the wall on my shorts, stopping him in his tracks, or type of like mentality. Well, I'm sure that's what he was.
And
thinking.
as you can see by this headline, it says U.S. pro boxer rocks Trump wall-themed shorts, gets crushed by Mexicans. So
Hilarious.
So as you can see, it didn't pan out well for the guy. His shorts say "America
First.
Okay.
Yeah, that was one of his slogans.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we got a video here, so we're gonna play it here. Well, let's set it up a bit. It says an American pro boxer literally wore Trump's border wall in his shorts for a fight. Then got the living crap beat out of him by a Mexican opponent. Before we get further, this is a TMZ sports related article. So it says Ron Selka was trying to make a political statement on Thursday night versus Francisco Vargas. That is the guy I was thinking.
Homie can slug.
Yeah.
Right?
So when Johnny told me about it, I checked it out and I saw the picture and I was like, dude, the homie he's fighting, the Mexican guy, ain't no fucking joke. Well, now I understand it's fucking Vargas. I know this guy not personally, but very well with being such a junkie of boxing matches. So there was no other guy that was going to do it like this guy. Anyway. But he stepped into the ring with his brick-patterned trunks, red, white, and blue, on his waistband, reading America First. So here is a little small video of this, and let's see how it played out.
MAGA.
Oh, uppercut, left.
Working him. He looked like he about to go down.
Hey, wait, did he quit?
Oh, it's a short video, so it probably ends just as he goes down.
I think he quit. He didn't even get knocked out. He pussied out.
Oh, really? You think he just
like uppercut,
through the
left, and he might have fell, but it looks like he might have just pussied out.
Well, he's getting whooped. Oh no, he took a knee. He took a knee and never got up. It looks like.
Boom.
Yeah.
Left.
That's it.
Why does it keep freezing right there?
Right there. I think it just that moment in time.
Yeah, he's down. I guess he doesn't rise for the count. I guess is what ends up happening.
Puss.
So.
You know, like you could have been G and just come to the match and had a straight up squat, but you had to take your politics to it too.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who don't
and get your face put in the dirt on top of that.
A lot of people don't like the politics game.
You know, I heard about it today when I was at the restaurant. These old white cats behind me, who I'd have thought were full on, you know, political pushers of whatever side they were.
You were judging book by its cover.
I would have full on, full on bad judgment. So it's close seating. I can hear what they're talking about, and homie brings up one of the shows he likes. He's like, I dig. I forget. It was like Third Rock from the Sun. He's like, it's not political at all.
It's a great fucking show.
He's like, that's what he said. It's not political at all. It's just slapstick, and it's great, and you don't have to like be bombarded. And I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, homie over here doesn't care all that much about it, like it shouldn't be cared about, and he even entertains himself with other shit than watching whatever people perpetuate that type of stuff. You know, whatever media it is, the news or social, whatever, right? Like he avoids it, and Third Rock from the Sun's it. They gotta be reruns, I imagine. I was like, that show's not still on, but it just struck me as crazy that was his specificness of how he. I don't know that the conversation exactly started. Like they had probably been there a few minutes, but to avert any politics coming up, I guess he might have just said that. He's like, I'd just rather talk about good nature shit than be bad mouthing whatever it may be that politics do. So I thought that was G.
Yeah. Politics is something that I think too many people fight about. It's not a good thing. I think a lot of the fighting comes because we have a red and blue, we have a left and a right, we have a. When you got
it creates already a divide.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think we need to get rid of that
for sure.
But we're gonna wrap this bitch up. It's been a good podcast. You know, it's number 28. We hadn't came to y'all guys in a while.
28.
Yeah, and we like I said, we skipped the podcast over because we weren't feeling it, and we were feeling it today, and it was a good podcast. I feel like this is a good one.
Yeah, we're BSing all out.
So yeah, this is number 28, and we are April the 14th. We'll hit you up with another one here pretty soon. You guys be good. Take care of each other.
Humanity it up, fools.
Yeah, just like you saw in that video we showed. You know, be good to one another.
Yeah, keep your cool in the situation.
Yeah.
Treat everyone with respect, and go about your day.
Right. Be good to one another. Have a good time. It's gonna be a Monday, a good Monday. So take care of you.
Monday sparkles.
Yeah. Y'all guys be good.
Yeah, still care about you, never call but you could. Either way I'll be good, either way I'll be good.